Is it Francisco or me doing the, okay. Well, welcome to our meeting. The club mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which every member are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Please help me recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And with that, I have the privilege of introducing our Toastmaster for the day, the famous and wonderful DTM Sandy DePrimo.
Woohoo! Today, Toastmasters, we have a lovely group of people who have roles, and we'd like to go through those roles. So we're going to start with our grammarian, which happens to be Miriam the grammarian. What do you?
Thank you, madam.
You are also the all counter, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us what you do in your role?
Yes. Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, welcome to this evening. I am the grammarian and the all counter, so I will be keeping an eye and watching for grammar, proper grammar in English. I'll be also keeping an eye for words like and buts and ands and also, and basically allowing an opportunity to perhaps enhance the speech for speakers in the next time when pointed out to those English grammar instructions. And the word for the day is diminish. Diminish verb is to make less of or lessen. Example, during COVID-19, jobs have been diminished down in Florida. Consumption of vitamin C allowed people to diminish symptom flus. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thomas, you have another dual role. Without diminishing one or the other, please tell us what you're doing today.
I'm doing something today?
Yeah.
No.
That's normal.
Yes, so today I am helping out as quizmaster, so I will be paying attention for certain key elements throughout the speeches, and I'm going to quiz everybody afterwards. And my main role is general evaluator, and I will be going over the thoughts of the meeting, not of the speakers, because we have the other speakers that are the evaluators that are going over the speakers, but the meeting in general, possibly table topics, and we'll get that towards the end of the meeting.
Okay, thank you. And our most excellent timer, the queen of the castle, Martha Hazard.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I am your timer today. My role is to keep track of the time for assigned speakers, table topic participants, and evaluators. The speeches today might vary. Those that are 5 to 2 minutes will receive the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. For table topics, the qualifying time is 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will be displayed at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1.5, and the red card at 2 minutes. For evaluation, which are 2 to 3 minutes, the green card will be displayed at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 1.5, and red card at 3 minutes. Thank you.
Hey, I'd like to point out that Martha has a new way of timing today, Sue. You'll see something slightly different. You'll be able to see the time the whole time you're speaking.
Yay! And we also have a table topics master, which is George Hazard.
Yes. Well, I have a number of questions. And since today, the theme of the day is about labor or Labor Day, I have some Labor Day related questions or work questions. I don't know what that is, but I hear other people do work. So we're going to talk about work.
Yay! Next up, we have an Energizer moment with Oscar Karlstad.
Boy, I get lucky to do that one. I did look up Energizer moments online. They gave me 10, and they're with Zoom. I didn't realize they'd already have that kind of ideas sitting there. Well, one of them is for each person to go and use the chat, give me a fun fact about themselves, and then see if we can guess who it is. Like, you know, your favorite restaurant, your favorite food, your something, and about yourself. That you have blue eyes. I don't know. Just give me a fun fact and I'll read them off and then we'll try to guess whose fun fact that is. Send it
Do
to
we
me
send it to you?
To me in the chat, right?
I wanted to mention real quick that every time you use the word of the day diminish, you get a crown from the Grammarian Academy.
Ooh.
Well, has everybody got their fun fact? Are we all set? And anybody not got their fun fact yet? Okay, still working with.
Start moving ahead.
Okay, are we all set? Okay, I'm going to start reading them off here. Let's see. The first one, we got to go through and guess them. One, the New York State solo competition on the flute in middle school. Anybody got to guess who that is?
Margaret?
No?
Andy?
Sandy, you got it. Okay.
Ooh.
I used to grow viruses in a laboratory.
Oh my goodness.
George.
Oh, you got it. Moroccan was the first country to acknowledge U.S. independence. Who said that?
Miriam?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I lived in Germany.
Oscar.
Well, that's true, but that wasn't the one who said it.
Okay. Thomas.
No?
I visited, but no.
Jeffrey.
No?
Randall. Mark.
Okay.
Margaret?
George.
See, I have a Toastmaster cat. He speaks every time people talk.
Tom. Thomas.
No?
Oscar.
No?
Mark,
Yeah, Mark.
Oh, okay.
does he speak Russian?
I like making people laugh.
He speaks Catanese. Catanese.
Oh,
Cantonese?
So who put I like making people laugh?
Sandy?
No? Wasn't that?
I guess
Sure.
Thomas.
See, Thomas?
Yes, Thomas.
Woo! Finally.
My,
yes,
and then my secret talent is actually singing.
Oh,
Who's that?
That's Jeffrey.
Okay, you're right.
Who lived in Germany?
And then my first girlfriend in first grade was Turkish.
Jeffrey.
No?
Oscar.
Yeah.
Randall.
Oscar.
My knee.
Oscar.
That was
Okay.
nothing like those Turkish women. Oh.
Oh.
Germany.
No. Anyway, okay, that's my energizer for today. Thank
You
you.
get all the
Something
book
different.
love of the world.
Okay.
And with that,
Okay.
I turn it over to our Toastmaster, Sandy.
And apparently we have some very worldly people, which is a really good thing because this world needs to start learning about each other, right?
Yeah.
That's what we plan on doing with our convention coming up. It's
That's
called
right.
Voices Around the World. And it's all about learning about each other and changing that conversation. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good to me.
We're going to make the world a better place. Okay, so next up we have a Toastmasters Minute with Margaret.
oh my goodness.
I should say President of the Universe, Margaret Kankel.
Thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome.
The Toastmasters minute for this evening is no free speeches. Every speech you give has to be a pathway speech. That way, you will advance in Toastmasters and the club will advance in Toastmasters. So it's probably less than a minute, but remember, it's very important, whether you're giving a speech here in the club or outside where you work or in another club, make it a pathway speech. If you have to ask another Toastmaster to come to your meeting, make it a Toastmaster speech. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. So we're going to move on to our speakers. And our first speaker is going to make it a pathway speech. Her name is Margaret Kankelon. And let me pull my little thing up here. Margaret is our first speaker working on the elective speech in the Motivational Strategies pathway. The particular speech project is designed to help her learn and practice how to inspire an audience. Can she inspire you to act? Let's find out. Please welcome Margaret Kankelon with her speech, Achieve More with Toastmasters. Margaret, it's all yours.
The problem is my camera fell.
Well, that's inspiring.
Now I can get it on here. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, now after that delightful beginning to the speech, this club has really taken off this year. And I am so proud of your achievements. We chartered, we have held weekly meetings despite the coronavirus, and we became a distinguished club. Now, I'm going to challenge you to become a President's Distinguished Club. That's up 2 levels from where we are now. Now, you may think that that's impossible, but we really did a good job this first year, so let's keep going. Sandy says that we're close, so we can do this. And to do it, I am going to use the acronym ACHIEVE. The letter A stands for assess. Assess what you want from your Toastmasters meeting. Do you want to become a professional speaker? Or maybe you want to improve your leadership skills. Whatever it is, assess what you want and bring it to the meeting. Get what you need out of Toastmasters. The C stands for commit. Now, I have to admit that to me, commit is a nasty word. When you commit to something, you have to do it, and things will get in the way. And oh my goodness, I don't want to commit because something else is going to come up and who knows what. But when you do commit to a goal, you will find that your energy improves as you start towards that goal. And the closer you get to that goal, the more energy you will have. So commit and make it stick. The H in ACHIEVE stands for helping hand. Helping is part of the Toastmasters commitment. So when you signed up, guys, you had to help. Helping is the way we improve. We give positive, constructive feedback to our members. So help, and everyone will improve. I stands for initiative. Initiatives are important to achieve anything. Sitting back and watching the world go by is rather boring. So take the initiative, set a firm goal, and get it done. The E stands for experiment. Experiment with different ways of doing things, different ways of giving speeches, different ways of doing table topics. My first mentor in Toastmasters happened to be a past international president. And he knew what he was talking about. And he had this saying that a Toastmasters club was like a laboratory where it was okay to experiment and fail. Failure meant you tried and experienced a stepping stone to achieving success. So experiment, try different things, as George said, with giving a speech or doing table topics. If it works, then keep doing it. If it doesn't work, well, throw it in the trash. You don't ever have to do it again. The V in ACHIEVE stands for visitors. Visitors are the lifeblood of our club. bring people in, have them check it out and see what we're all about. And the final E is evolve. The world will evolve whether we like it or not, in good times and in bad. So you might as well evolve along with it. Commit. Bring visitors. Set a goal for yourself and evolve into a President's Distinguished Toastmasters Club. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Margaret.
You're welcome.
Nice speech. Now we're going to move on to speaker number 2, who I'm proud as his mentor to introduce Jeffrey Flamad, or Jeffrey Toro as you see it on his screen. He's doing another motivational speech, and it is called Morals That Make Monsters. Morals That Make Monsters. Jeffrey Toro.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. This speech that I have, it's pretty long. I had to shorten it. But these are morals that create monsters. And I would like to focus on one. Now, growing up, we all had our inspirational figures, from our parents to our older family members and friends, even older friends that give us great advice, that give us wonderful advice, that we just stick with us, and that we learn from, and then we have it embedded in our minds. And those advices and those things that we take become our morals, become our principles that we continue to live by. But not all are always positive. There are some negative morals that people embed in our minds that we think it's right. Sometimes when people tell us we're wrong, we think that they're crazy because, you know, how are you going to take something out of us that we've learned since we were a child, or that we were told since we were a child? A lot of those morals can be honest, be patient, take responsibility for yourself. There's a lot of different morals that are negative as well. Sometimes we don't realize or can't separate the negatives from the positives as we're growing up. So I want to focus on not just some examples, but one example that crossed my mind multiple times, especially in the times we're living right now. All these morals that I went through, that I've seen, that all these negative morals, all these positive morals that have been touching me, that I've been reading on and researching. One of them really stuck with me. And I'm gonna tell you a brief story after that. And it's the moral example of racism. I remember when I was in middle school, I was a Mr. Popular, but at the same time, I was friendly with everybody. There was this kid named Darren. He was a real cool, real nice Caucasian little kid. I always looked at Darren because he always sat with a certain group of people. He always had lunch with that certain group of people. They were all Caucasian males. He never came around us. He never came around me or my friends, or he never came around us or never seemed to hang around us. Whenever we're in class, he'll sit in a corner away from all of us. I just felt like going up to him one day and asking him, you know, is everything okay? So I did that. I'd say about 2 or 3 months after school began, I walked up to him, or I sat with him, and I said, hey, man, what's up, Darren? My name is Jeff. How's everything going, man? I'm just trying to make sure you're comfortable. You're all right. He said, oh, everything is fine. Everything is good. There's nothing wrong. Everything's okay. Then he got up and left me and went to go sit with his crowd, with his group of friends that he always sat with. So I would say a couple more days went by, and then, you know, I talked to Darren. I say, Darren, man, how's it going? Is everything okay? And then after the third time I walked up to him, he said, excuse me, but, you know, my parents said I can't talk to people like you. I looked at him confused. I said, I don't mean to be in your business or in your family's business, but why? He said, I'm sorry, but, you know, my mother says Blacks are dangerous people. They're gangbangers, they sell drugs, and they're dangerous to be around. And that's why he would stay away or keep his distance. So that startled me. For the first time I've ever heard this from a kid my age. And when I told my friends, they were confused. But to him, it seemed normal because it was something that was taught to him from birth. So confused, I continued to walk around Darren. I was I bothered him sometimes, and he would get upset, and I would crack a joke here and there. And the more and more I spoke to him, the more and more he got comfortable. And the more he got comfortable with me, he asked me questions like, hey, are you a gangbanger? Do you run in a gang? Do you own a gun? And I would say, no, I'm afraid of a gun. I never shot one before. I never sold drugs in my life. I'm too scared. And his eyes opened wide as he gotten to know me and wondered, like, how come my parents taught me this when this man right here named Jeff is not like that at all? Basically, that moral that he learned as a child, if that stuck with him, if I never met him or he never met me, and that stuck with him for the rest of his life, that moral that he learned from his family members could make him into a monster. As we look in this world today, people, as we continue to see this social injustice that's going on and this racism that's going on and these things that are going in this world that are running rampant in this world today, we wonder what's going on, what's really going on in their minds. Do they know what they're doing sometimes? And it's not just about race, it's about classism. It's about there's so many different types of racism that we're going through today. And you wonder, like, are these people really in their right mind? But to them, they are in their right mind. Some people think it's normal to act that way. Some people think it's okay. When people say you're crazy, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're saying, they think it's normal. And basically these evils, these negative moralities that are embedded in people's minds, sometimes you don't understand, but they think that they are normal. They think that it's okay to react in certain ways. So the more I got to hang with Darren, I explained to him as a young 13, 14-year-old, I said, hey, man, we're just a shade of skin on the outside. But what Darren seen was seeing me on the inside. He looked past that shade of skin and seen on the inside. I told Darren we bleed the same blood. We have the same heart shape. Our lungs operate the same. It's about focusing on the inside. Now, when I read the Bible says God created man in his own image. He did not name what color of man. He just said he made man, woman, and child in his own image. The shade of skin that we have that breeds so much racism, that breeds so much chaos in this world today, is just a shade of skin. We are equal no matter what. If we don't accept it, or whether if we accept it or not, we are all equal. The shade of skin in the Bible, it says, it's supposed to show God's beauty. When we accept each other's differences and love each other's differences and marvel at each other's differences, that's basically the goal that God wanted for this world today. Racism was never supposed to exist because we're supposed to accept each other's differences and live equally amongst each other. These morals, like racism, that was embedded in Darren's mind since he was a child. If he had not met someone like me, someone like my friends that he hung around, that he started hanging around, and realized that we're little kids. We're not no gangbangers. We're not dangerous. We're actually scared of those things. Once he's seen that and realized that and looked on the inside and past the skin, he realized, you know what? I'm going to continue to listen to my parents, but with that moral that they taught me, they were wrong. And since then, since his experience with that moment, he changed. Sometimes we wonder, sometimes we wonder, do we have negative morals within us or positive? Sometimes you have to take a step back and wonder, do I have to change? Do I have to drop some of these morals and pick up some positive ones? Just know that any moral that you have within you breeds negativity, that doesn't breed positivity within another person or with other people. It's not right. We must change. As far as racism goes, we got to understand that we are all equal. Our different looks just shows the beauty in a human being, in each and every one of us. Once we've accepted that, this world will be a better place, trust me. We're supposed to look at each other and love one another's beauty, love one another's shade of skin, especially love our differences. Because that's why God created us differently on the outside, because he wanted to show his beauty among us. But no matter what color, no matter what class we're in, no matter where we are in life, we are beautiful people and we are equal no matter what. But racism is a moral that creates monsters in our world today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Can I get a timers report for our speakers? Did we lose Margaret?
Yes.
Martha?
No.
Margaret?
Yes.
Martha? Martha? I can't give up.
The timer speakers for Margaret, 6 minutes, 15 seconds. For Jeffrey, 10 minutes, 46 seconds.
It's worth it.
Pero great speech, Jeffrey.
It was supposed to be, I made it, it was actually 20 minutes when I first wrote it, but I try to narrow it down as much as possible. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's boring. Okay, so we're going to do table topics. We're going to introduce George for table topics while our evaluators take a little time to think about what they saw and heard and felt. Okay, so let me introduce Mr. George Hazard.
Yay, yay. Hold the applause, hold the applause.
He's across from our timer, so he better be on time.
That's right. I have a question. Let me see. I was just seeing, we can unmute, but here we go. I have a number of questions that I would like to ask, and they're kind of, like I said earlier, labor related, kind of.
George, what was the word of the day?
The word of the day, I don't want to put it down or diminish it, but the word was diminish.
Yay. Get a crown, George, and a cap on.
All right, let's see. Randall, would you mind participating tonight? I muted you, so you can go ahead and unmute now.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. Miriam, I'm going to mute you again, and anyone else that's... Okay. Randall, now that I'm retired, I'm wondering, why is it necessary for people to work? Why is it necessary for people to work? Help me with that.
That's a great question. I can understand where, being a person who is retired like you would diminish the need for work. But work is very important. I can tell you this from experience because I'm still working. I haven't quite reached retirement age. I'll be 60 on my next birthday, so it's something I'm kind of looking at, you know, in my near future. So we have discussions, my wife and I, about retirement. Work is good for the economy. It creates money for those who work. I know when I go into my local restaurant here in St. Augustine, and we have quite a few restaurants, I really enjoy knowing that there are people working in there. The cook, the dishwasher, the servers, they all work together to make this fantastic meal for me and my wife when we dine out. And that's very important. I was raised with a very strong work ethic. My father was a farmer, very limited education, but he really had a lot of common sense, and he was a role model for me, and he worked very hard. He ended up owning his own business just really through hard work and dedication. And opportunities were given to him, and he found himself in the position of being a business person, which he didn't expect. And that all came through hard work. We grew up in that family business, my brother and I, with my mom, and we had a wholesale retail market where we sold produce. It was all very interesting. I kind of look at work as being a fun thing to do because it produces opportunities for all of us. So in my opinion, I would say to anyone who is retired, don't diminish the importance of work because it's very important. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Randall. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to turn my attention towards Thomas. Thomas, if you'll kindly unmute, and we'll, Randall, I'm muting you now. So Tom, if you could choose any other career than what you're doing now or what you used to do, what career would you choose and why? If you could choose any other career, it's your pick. Go ahead.
Well, I'm glad you asked. I've always wanted to be a tour guide, someone that gets to go behind the scenes, go through the various museums, visit various art displays. You know, and the more places I could visit, different cultures, different countries, different religions, as much as I could learn and then be able to share that information with somebody else, being able to take them out on the tour and, hey, this church, it's over 500 years old. It's older than our country. You know, this is the history of this church. This is how many wars it survived. This is, you know, just being able to display that information to somebody else and be able to learn something myself, I think would be an incredible experience. Being able to explore as much as I can, being aware of everything, and more importantly, being able to teach and to share it with other people. So I definitely think I would be a tour guide if I could.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. You know what I'm really doing is I'm trying to buy time for Martha to get ready for the next speaker as she prepares. But Oscar, if you don't mind, let's ask you a question. I know you're not my age, but where in the world is the best place to retire? Where in the world would you consider the best place to retire?
The best place to retire.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that really like being home and being around where my family is. You know, I see my neighbors, they say, oh, when I retire, I'm leaving here. I'm leaving Florida. I'm going somewhere else. Oh, there's all this crime here. There's these problems. Well, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm like, hey, when I retire, I want to be here. This is where I got my friends. This is where I have my family. This is where I have all my fun. Why do I want to move away from all that? And plus, it's Florida. You know, you don't have to deal with the snow, the winter, shoveling it. I mean, that could give me a heart attack up there. I've dealt with the snow. I don't think I need that. So I'm pretty content right here. I think I'm going to retire right here. I think, you know, you live right with Mickey. I can continue to be friends with Mickey and maybe even have a job there for eternity. I don't know. So I'd say it's right where I'm at. I'm going to retire. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate it. Let me pick on Miriam. I'm not picking on you, but Miriam, I am too. I want to know. I want to know what your first job was like. What was it and what was it like? What was your first job and what was it like?
My first job was when I was 16 years old. And boy, oh boy, I remember that. I was so nervous. I was shaking and trembling because I had this impression to being so perfect, like on the get-go. It was at a retail store. It's a brand kind of like Claire's, where you go and you find like hairbands for females, earrings, small beauty section for makeup, jewelry like bracelets, some fun stuff that you can carry around with you. And it was such a huge store. And I remember the retail manager told me, "Hey, is everything okay?" Because I looked so pale to the point where there was no blood flowing to my face. And I was taking and grabbing that basket, trying to hand it to this customer. I'm like, "Ma'am, I think you forgot something. Would you like a basket?" And the retail manager told me, "Is everything okay?" And I responded, "Yes, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm just excited." And then he replied, "Take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. You know, I've been there in your shoes. It's all going to be fine. This is your first time working. Just have fun." And that was it.
Thank
Retail
you.
store.
Yay. I hope I have time for one more. Thank you, Miriam. I'm going to mute you again. And let's see, who was I going to pick on? Hey, Mark, do you mind answering one? You're a guest. I know you're going to evaluate in a moment, but let's ask you a question. What was the best job or the worst job you ever had? The best job or the worst job you ever had?
The worst job?
Either way.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm here in a new conference room, so I'm still testing the equipment. Please let me know if you can. The worst job. I can tell you how I felt during the worst time in my life, during the worst job. It was in a bank. I was about 2 years into my profession, and I was promoted several times through different departments. And I was just a young kid out of college. I was like, I don't know, 18, 19? Still feel like a kid now, except my gray hairs. So it was a call center, and it was a Saturday afternoon. That's why I don't like working on Saturdays ever since that time. And there was an uncaring assistant manager who yelled at me for eating lunch at my desk because there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of happy customers calling, and there was not enough heads per calls. So he yelled at me and said, "Why are you eating lunch at your desk? Don't eat lunch at your desk." And I thought that was so unfair and so unkind. And I understand in the retrospect, he was probably under pressure to perform for his department. And I understand that people have faults, lack of education or lack of perspective. So I have forgiven him since that time and moved on. And that was probably the big wake-up call for me at that time. Thank you.
And thank you, Mark. It is 7:30 on my watch. Is it time to turn it back over to our Toastmaster? Okay, back to Madam Toastmaster, Sandy DePrimo.
Everybody give George a round of applause. Yay. Thank you, George. So now we're going, oh, can I get a timer's report? That would be nice.
Table topics timer. Randall, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Tom, 1 minute, 5 seconds. Oscar, 1 minute, 11 seconds. Marian, 1 minute, 36 seconds. Mark, 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Randall?
Yeah.
You got Randall.
Okay. Next up, we're going to go to our general evaluator. We're going to introduce our general evaluator, Mr. Thomas Mortensen.
All right, sorry, unmute. I'm trying to remember which one I was on. Of course, I'm going to do the general evaluation, but I do have people here to help me today. We have people that are going to be evaluating our 2 speakers, and then I'm not sure, I'm sorry, I don't have my list as to who is the evaluating who in front of me.
Oscar is
I'm
evaluating.
evaluating Margaret.
Okay, so Oscar is evaluating Margaret, and Mark is going to be evaluating Jeff. So we'll go in the order of the speakers. If we can go ahead and have Oscar start with your evaluation of Margaret's speech, please.
Thank you. So thank you, Margaret, for your speech. I think, you know, it's very fun that I get to evaluate you for this, because I remember back when you said that you had a dream that you wanted to be president of a club in Celebration, and your dream came true. And now you have bigger dreams. You have another dream that you want to make us presidential distinguished. You know, so we are a distinguished club, and now you want to go even further. So maybe you do have a lot of power with your dreams. So that's very exciting. And you gave us a formula with this whole thing, which didn't diminish anything from what you said here. And you brought it down into the whole little acronym of ACHIEVE, and the effect, you know, to go and find out what people want, be a professional speaker, get their needs met, then get people to commit, and be a helping hand, help others, and take initiative, experiment with other things, and be a laboratory and try things and evolve. So you gave us a formula and a path to take, and I thought it was great. And I get your passion in there, that you really want it to happen, and I can see it happening, because you're really committed to this stuff. Now, you know, as far as opportunities, one thing, unfortunately for me, the sound was a little difficult. So maybe there was something you could do with your microphone, or getting some different equipment. I don't know. Maybe it's because you're speaking through the computer, but it was a little hard for me to hear. So that's something that could be an enhancement. And then what I was thinking too, as far as this whole thing to really get people excited, was to really see what's available when you help people and make a difference in people's lives, and maybe tell a story about how we've helped people in this club, and then how we could continue that. And so I think that all in all, it was a great speech. You offered something, you got us motivated. I am excited. I think we'll do it. So congratulations, Margaret. Your first dream came true. Now this dream will come true too. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Oscar. And now if we can move over to Mark and his evaluation of Jeff's speech, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm coming to you from Catapult in Lakeland. This is a co-working space. I have a new friend here, Sean Wilson. He's just observing, and he would like to visit this club perhaps next week as a full guest as well. So welcome, Sean.
Thank you.
He's a talented musician and a business owner as well. Jeff, you are a powerhouse, sir. I want to give you an applause. My goodness, what a beautiful treat it was today for me to hear you for the first time. Sandy asked me to come today specifically so I can give you an evaluation from my own heart. Jeff, some things that I want to point out right away. You have a voice that can magnetize an audience. You have to push the skill until it pushes back. I think your pacing, the way you have a sequence of words, if you ever recorded yourself on video and audio, if you have not, start today. Start today and listen the way your pacing is and the way you come across. There's just a few things you can pause. For example, when you were talking about the shape of the heart that we all have, take a little pause and let people catch up with the importance and gravitas of that statement. Let us feel the shape of our own heart in our own chest. Please, just slow down a little bit. Let us get the goosebumps on our hands because of your words. One of the things that I really like is you talked your interaction with that other boy. What is his name? Darren?
Yes, Darren.
Okay, Darren. Right? When he told you not to, when he in a speech he told you that he doesn't want to associate with you, doesn't want to talk to you, show that emotion, show that confusion the only way the 13-year-old boy could, or whatever you were, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, and say those words. Go deeper into the emotion. A talk, whether it's a 7 minutes or 70 minutes or 15 minutes, is a series of scenes that you master and you glue them together. So when you talk about the scene, take us into the scene. Each scene has to be visceral, and dialogue makes the story come to life. This is how you move the story forward. So your speech, you had many different things, and I wanted to be sure, what is the objective? What is the objective of the speech? Because you have to be very clear. What do you want us to do right now? I mean, you have...
Well, basically, the objective of the speech was to learn between the different morals that we have in our lives and the ones that bring negativity, try to see if we can change it. And racism is one that's been confusing to a lot of people. And if there's a way that we can look at it as a negative moral and try to change that to become better. That's what the objective was.
Okay. So I would say an objective has to be very clear, right? Whether you're watching it through Zoom or whether you're watching it in real life. So in the aspirational type speeches and messages, you are painting the picture of what could be, but we're not quite there yet. So stick with that. I mean, or at least consider it. Your message will just go stronger and stronger. And when you talk, we are beautiful people, we are. Please acknowledge us. We are looking at you through our screen. Talk to us. When you say we are, when you actually say you are beautiful people, when you are actually talking to us, you language will take you very far in the hearts of the audience. The red is light. The red is light. The light is red. So I am finished for today. If you need more information, I'll be happy to talk to you after the meeting. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mark. And can we get a timer's report for the evaluations? Maybe.
You're on mute.
Okay. Oscar, 2 minutes, 26 seconds. Mark, 3 minutes, 20 seconds with the Jeffrey speech too.
Bueno.
Thank you so much. And for the grammarian, let's move over to Miriam and see how everybody did grammatically for this evening.
Yes, thank you so much, Thomas. So we're starting with our speakers of the night, starting with Miss Margaret. I didn't notice any usage of or buts or also any of those linking words or like more crutch words, but there was very immense usage of good vocabulary such as commit, initiative, experiment, evolve. Other than that, great usage of vocabulary and nothing to be noticed as a more of an inconvenience of grammatical use of the English language, which didn't diminish anything of the speech. So great job. Jeffrey, there were two but an amazing sentences and phrases such as morals that create monsters. Very impressive, very powerful. That also we are, excuse me here, trying to see clearly, focusing on the inside. That's a powerful phrase. And then the beauty in human beings. I would maybe pay attention to the subjects that are placed before the verbs, such as we were child. Mostly that's a plural, so the correct formation would be we were children. Other than that, I think your speech was amazing and you did an amazing job. For the table topics, Randall, strong usage of words such as strong work ethics, fun thing to do. Thomas, 3 R's, being a tour guide, that's something I wanted to do for a while. So I know how exciting is that. Being able to learn, explore, and also experience something. So beautiful word usage. Oscar, I have all my fun in Florida. That's awesome. Pretty content, very powerful. Mark, call center and caring. When you talked about your speech, and you said something really, really amazing that struck me, and that a lot of people are kind of still struggling with, is forgiving that person that was probably unfair to you around that time. So that's a lesson to learn from. Evaluators, Oscar and Mark. First of all, Oscar, bigger dreams, great word usage. You also mentioned something about Margaret's speech, that she gave us a formula. And I do agree when she mentions that acronym, verb, or word, it was really powerful and impressive. Other than that, there's nothing else to be concerned with in terms of grammatically speaking or sentence structures. Going to Mark, amazing, powerful usage of phrases such as powerhouse. Talking to Jeffrey, you have skills, you need to work on your pacing. You gave us goosebumps. And also you mentioned something really amazing. It's basically talking is like a series of scenes. So I thought that was an impressive usage of phrases and wording. And that is all for my report. Thank you so very much. And back to you, Thomas.
Thank you so much, my fellow evaluators. First off, meeting, we've been doing really good on time. That used to be a big crutch for us. But the more and more that we become adjusted to this, especially on Zoom, we're becoming more and more active with the times, and it's really good. Even Jeffrey, with your speech, you went a little bit over, but it was a very important message, and it's very easy to get caught up in that. And I probably would have done the same, and I probably would have even gone even longer myself. So I can't fault you for that, because there was a lot of passion in that. There was a lot to be told, and it's very understandable to get caught up in that. So I actually applaud you for that. And in regards to The word of the day, diminished, was used multiple times. We're doing good on that. There have been times that we have not been able to utilize the word of the day as much as we should. And it's incredible to see that we've had numerous people get their crowns tonight. Maybe it's the crown, maybe it's because they got that was the extra incentive to use the word, but it was really good to see that actually come into play. Everybody's speeches were wonderful, and I feel the love that we're all pouring out to each other, and I really just so impressed and ready for us to continue on to the next level. So that's pretty much my evaluation for the meeting. And yes, I'm getting caught up. I'm saying a couple times, but I'm very passionate about what I saw tonight, and I wanted to thank everybody for that. Then I wanted to move on to the Quizmaster kind of quiz, see how much attention people were paying this evening. So when Margaret
everyone unmute. Everyone unmute at this point.
Oh, yes, please. Everybody unmute. Thank you. At the beginning of when Margaret gave her speech, what kind of speech do we need to make?
Not a free one.
A pathways.
Yes, both would be acceptable. Excellent. Good. And what type of instrument did Sandy play?
The flute.
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 Excellent. And then Oscar's first girlfriend was from where?
Turkish. From Turkey.
Turkey.
The circus.
Turkish.
He's a goat.
Turkish is better. I like that.
Turkish from Turkey.
What was the first E in Margaret's formula?
Experiment.
Experiment.
Excellent. Good job. Thank you. And with Jeffrey's speech, what grade was he introduced to Darren?
Fifth grade.
Or the school level?
Middle school.
Middle school. Excellent.
Oh, okay.
And where did, or who did Randall learn his strong work ethics from?
From his dad.
And what was his profession?
Farmer.
He was a farmer.
Excellent, excellent. And then, let's see. And then, Miriam, what was her first job?
She worked at a retail store.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. And she was nervous to hand the customer
A gift bag?
a basket. Excellent, excellent.
Basket.
So those were the questions I had. Everybody was paying attention. And like I said, everybody, we're doing a great job on time. We're moving so far along, and I'm very proud of us for doing so.
Yeah.
Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
I would like to bring in our presiding officer, Miss Margaret Gankelin.
Oh my goodness. Am
Or
I?
should I say, what, she had a dream, so she's Margaret Luther King?
Well, I don't know about that.
Nope.
Now, okay, well, we have got two guests, but both of them have been here before. I don't know if Randall, do you want to say anything to us and tell us how wonderful we are?
Well, I'm happy to be here. You all are wonderful, and I won't diminish that at all. And I do want to say, yeah, I'm doing the ambassador. We're in a brand new year now. So, hey, every visit I make to a club, it's a whole new year with a new club. It's my first visit back to you folks for the new year. So I'll be applying for the ambassador kind of thing, you know. When you visit 3 or more clubs, you get a nice pin. I got my pin last year, so going to get one this year. And just always fun visiting your club. I enjoy you guys, and it's been a while, but glad to be back.
Thank you, Randall.
Mark, do you still have your guest with you?
No, he is actually taking a professional photo shoot right here.
Okay.
But he said he's very interested. I met him about a year ago and telling him about Toastmasters. So now it's perfect. I'll make sure I've sent the
Email address,
login
make sure. We'll
It's the
send him
same
the
link every week.
in the same link. He's very interested, and I think it will help. He is exceptional business owner, and he can benefit from this.
Can I add something? May I?
Yes.
I'd like to say the reason I'm here is because I was sitting at my computer this evening around 6 o'clock or so and checking my emails. And here comes a new email from George Hazard saying, go to the trouble. Don't go to the trouble of looking for the link. It's right here. And because of that, I'm here, honestly. So the effective, it's good to put that out there. A reminder to myself. Lesson learned. On, send it out to people.
George.
Thank you, Randall.
And Mark, I feel like you're my baby. I have known you since the beginning. And I love you. So what would you like to tell us about our meeting tonight?
Margaret, if I was a baby and I would choose my Toastmasters parent, it would be you. Hands down, unequivocally, you 100%. So I'm just happy to be here. Sandy asked me to come, and I always love Toastmasters, you know, and I'm happy that I was able to make it. Please continue inviting people. You never know who may be watching, whose life is going to be better, and which trajectory it may elevate because you invited them. As you know, I'm a walking, talking Toastmasters promotional machine. I may not visit every meeting, but I tell everyone about it, and in a very subtle way. And I think a lot of people do listen. Thank you for inviting me. Continue inviting people, and I'll share the link with Sean Wilson.
Yay, good. Thank you, Mark.
Great. Thank you for being here. Okay, and Sandy, how are we with getting set up for next week?
The only thing we have is a Toastmasters Minute with Margaret Cankalon. So do we have anybody who would like to be a Toastmaster? Don't all jump at once.
Well, I'm open to you. Just tell me what you would like me to fill in, Sandy, and I'll do it.
Do you need to do a speech or can you be a Toastmaster?
I'm not going to be able to come in next Tuesday. And I'll see you on the other following Tuesday.
Okay.
Sandy, I'll be a Toastmaster.
Okay.
I'll do a speech.
Okay, let's go to Oscar.
I'm working on 2 of them right now, 2 speeches on my pathway, so I'll have them ready soon.
Anybody else want to speak next week?
I can be an evaluator.
Okay, that's cool.
Good job.
Okay, Jeffrey. I'll speak if nobody else wants to.
Go for it, Sandy.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know what about, but I'll speak. Okay, we need one more evaluator.
I'll be evaluator.
Margaret Cankalon.
Did I hear table topics
What
yet?
are you guys to do next week?
Table
What'd you say?
topics? I said
Table topics.
Tom table topics.
Okay.
Table topics, Tom.
Oh, I should have picked that.
Thomas. Okay, so the rest I can work out through the week, I think,
Okay.
because we already have a
Volunteer.
time.
Tell them.
Because we need like all counter grammarian, quizmaster. I can get people for that. Other than that, we're good.
All right.
Hey, what did you think of Martha's timing device?
I love her timing device.
Yeah, I liked it too, George. That was wonderful.
Yeah, you can
It
see,
really helped.
You can see where you are in your speech.
Yeah.
You know, 3 minutes and 17 seconds, or just at a glance. Just make sure you pin her so that she's always on your screen too.
That would hurt.
Yeah, she's used to it.
Whoa.
Okay, so other than that, we're good, I think.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yo, and just
Thank you.
before we go, I just want to share that George and I are working on what we'd call a sister club project. The four
Yeah.
clubs,
Or the
The two
club
at Disney.
cluster.
a club cluster. Yeah, we just trying to, well, of course, Sandy too, we've all been working on this all along, but trying to work together as far as promotions using our different resources like Instagram, Facebook. We're going to try. And,
Yeah.
we'll have 4 different times to
Yeah.
offer people,
Right.
and then either they can be cast members or not, and so they can find their way. So we're going to meet on Thursday. If anybody'd like to join us, he's going to stop by, but we can get you on Zoom and discuss how we can bring all these clubs to help each other, keep them
Yeah.
alive. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good. I am too.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right.
thank you. Anything else, Miss Margaret?
No, I think we can adjourn this meeting of Toastmasters.
Yay! Somebody with a gavel, please.
Mr.
Better
Gavel,
than a hammer. He had a hammer before.
Yeah, I don't know what.
He's got that too.
I'll just quickly say, I'll send George Hazard, since I have his email, I'll send him a invitation to all of you to come to our meeting Thursday at noon, this Thursday,
Oh, yeah.
Toasters, Johns County.
Okay.
Oh, great. Would you like to merge our meetings, Randall? We have ours at Thursday too. I don't know how.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we've
If
got
you'd like-
yeah, mine's already, we've got a full agenda going on, but
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, we're good.
You should plan that for someday. Do a merge meeting between the two.
Yeah.
We did it for a few meetings in the past. I just wanted to kind of focus on, my club is so tiny and small. We're working hard to recruit people. I've only got
Yeah.
three people that show up on a regular basis. We're a 12 club member, so we have a new club coach. Trying to work on things. We'll get there.
Yeah.